Yo, what's the word? Welcome to What's the Word with Jonah. And the word is that we have a special guest. I'd like to introduce to you, Derek. What's the word, man?
How you been?
I've been good. So the word is mental health. And before we go and dive into that real quick, we'd like to introduce ourselves.
My name is Derek Lyons. I go to the University of Cincinnati, rising sophomore as well on the pre-medical track. And my major is medical sciences.
All right, and we are doing the SHPEP program. And we would like to dive in, unveil the veil of mental health today. And both of us are doing mental health, but with different subjects.
So my subject of mental health would be based off of mental health with physical disabilities. And in this case, we're going to be talking a little bit about hearing loss and how that can affect those with like hearing loss in terms of if they're hard of hearing or deaf.
So with the mental health, on this case, people with disabilities, how does that affect their everyday perspective on life? Or how do they go through life with knowing that they have a disability, and how does that affect them mentally?
So as someone who has a disability, I was born with a bilateral hearing loss. I have different decibels in each ear, but it's pretty, it's pretty bad. I would say at a young age, I've worked harder. I would say I've worked harder than an average person, and I'm proud of that. And I want to excel in life, and I feel like I'm being put in a great position. I've been advocated for, and now I'm in a position to advocate for others. So I would say that it's, for me at least, I look at it not as like a hindrance, but as something where I have it, I can move forward, and I shouldn't treat it like a disability. That's the thing. I've never really wanted to treat it like a disability because I know it can't, it doesn't always have to be a disability,
Understand.
But I would say, in pertaining to your question, mental health was really a struggle for me because it was really all about finding who I was as a person. And it was hard, I wrote about my college essay about the word never mind, and I could go more in depth with that, but never mind was kind of like a social isolating type of word, and it was hard. It was hard back then, but I feel like knowing myself today, I've really become into a person I'm proud of.
How does having disabilities and how does mental health come into play for people out in the world?
Yeah, so like I said earlier with my story, I think it can kind of relate to other people, but I was blessed with having great education, with being advocated for at a very young age. I would say looking at how the deaf and hard of hearing community is, there is a strong deaf community that doesn't really associate and want hearing aids or cochlear implants, and there are some people that do have that. So it's kind of like a clear division because it's almost formed like a certain culture within the deaf community to have sign language. Sign language is a really cool thing to see nowadays, and it's also really cool to see other people really associated with that as well. But I would say it's just more of kind of giving them that profound respect, because some people I've seen this at a young age, some people will mock others for being deaf, or mock them for hard of hearing, and they'll be what did you say? And I saw that at a very young age, unfortunately, but it's something that a lot of people with disabilities tend to see. But I would say that also has a really negative impact. Social isolation, like what I said earlier, that was a huge impact on me because it was hard to make friends. It was hard to meet people. But as I kind of got out of my bubble, out of my circle, I kind of, I'm here today in the SHPEP program, friends with multiple people like you, and I'm glad to have the opportunity to, excel and, being a social butterfly, like how I would have loved to be, how I am and how I love to be, But yeah, I would say social isolation is a huge thing in the hard of hearing deaf community.
All right, so to also add on, how would you play a role in social isolation as a healthcare provider and playing a role to help?
Yeah, so this kind of goes with my why as well. I really want to be a doctor. I'm a pre-medical student. I've really seen a lot of doctors at a very young age, and one of the doctor specialties I really went to was otolaryngology, which is ENT, ear, nose, throat. I went there a lot, just for my hearing aids, just for checkups, everything like that. And it was something I really thought of, wouldn't it be cool if you were hard of hearing or deaf to have a doctor that can associate with you? to have someone who has gone through a lot of their life already and has gone through struggles, has pushed themselves to the point of where they are today as a doctor, as a otolaryngologist. It's just something that really resonated with me. It's something that really is like a why. I want to be able to represent those who aren't represented, and I have the opportunity to do that, being someone who's disabled with a hearing loss, someone who's a minority, and it's just something that's really special to me because I love my culture of being African American, being Asian, and also I love my culture of being hard of hearing. I would say that this is like really a strong thing to me, and it's something that I really look forward to doing in the future, and that's why I will push until I will be a doctor. So yeah, thank you for that question. That really meant a lot to me.
Thank you for answering that beautifully.
Appreciate
All right,
it.
but we are going to have to go. You heard it today. What's the word? The word is that we're out. SHPEP.
SHPEP.